Are you confused around what skills are, connectors and plugins? Well, in my video today, I'm going to really kind of distill and make it very simple for you to understand. So when you start kind of maneuvering and working with Claude in more detail, you know exactly what these are and when you have to use them. Now, very simply, the way to explain a skill is that these are a set of instructions that you give Claude that it can then perform a task that you wanted to do the same way and the way you wanted to do it every time. And that basically is what a skill is. Now let's jump over to my computer and I'm going to show you some of the skills that I've created, which might give you some ideas for your own business. Now once again, if you want to access where your skills are, if you come over to customize and you'll see skills, so click on skills, and here are all the skills that I have created. Now I do have here on my channel a video on showing you how to create your very first skills, so do check that out if you haven't created any skills. But I've created, for example, an Instagram reel hook generator. I have my SEO opportunity analyst skill, my blog summarizer, my lead finder, my outreach copywriter, a YouTube title specialist skill. So these are all skills which I created because they're tasks that I were doing in my business. By having these skills, I've increased my efficiency and my productivity. So definitely what I would be saying to you is have a look and see what tasks you're doing each day. Could you create a skill that could replace that task and free up some of your time? Now the next thing is a connector. Now essentially a connector is where you are giving Claude access to something like Gmail. So you've got the ability to go in and connect Claude to various things, as I mentioned, like Gmail, your calendar, and Google, etc. And what this does is that you can then, as in say for example in my case, I now get Claude to actually review certain emails that come into my Gmail, and it gives me a daily report. Once again, frees up a huge amount of my time. Claude just runs this particular task, sends me the report, and it basically means that I don't have to go and try and read 10 of these newsletter emails that I've subscribed to. Claude does that for me and then gives me one very simple document where I get all of the news. So we're back in the screen where I showed you to go to your skills. This time you're going to click on connectors. Now here you'll see obviously I've got my Gmail connected. If you had not connected anything, you would literally just come over here to the plus sign to add connector, and then you could browse all of the connectors that are available. So you'll see here within connectors there's a whole host of different services, etc., which maybe there's something there like this has become a very popular one, connecting Claude with Canva, so that through Claude you can actually connect your Canva account and Claude starts to design for you. Now obviously one of the most popular ones which I have is I connected my Gmail. Now you do have to go through all of the various permissions, but you'll notice over here, and this is very important, is that I am allowing Claude to read my Gmail because I needed to be able to read these particular newsletters in order to summarize them. But I have expressly said that it needs approval if it ever wanted to, for example, create a new draft email in relation to something, or to delete any emails, and I certainly don't want that to happen. But this is really a very, very highly productive thing that this offers me every day. So certainly connecting your Gmail, if you work in the Google Workspace, I think could be of real benefit to you. Obviously making sure that you're mindful of those permissions, but do definitely come over here and browse all those other connectors like the Canva one. There could be some connectors there that you're using, and if you connect them to Claude you could really get some real efficiencies back. Now the final element I suppose in this trio is the plugins, and very simply a plugin, if you want to think of it this way, it's like a bundle whereby it's a pre-made skill with the relevant connectors. So we'll go over now and I'll show you where you can see the plugins, and it'll make a little bit more sense as to what these are. So you'll see here in the screen where we were on connectors, you'll see down here, you'll see browse plugins. So when you click on browse plugins, you'll be brought to the directory where all of the plugins are available for you to actually go through. And you can certainly scroll through these. Airtable might be one you recognize and might be something you use in your business. But when you click on Airtable, before you install it, you can essentially read what this plugin is, and it'll also show you all of the skills that are available in this particular plugin, as well as the connector. So if this feels like it could be something that could help you, where you want to connect Claude to your Airtable, you would just install it. There is also, as I mentioned, the marketing plugin. You can very simply just search for this. There it is, it's the marketing plugin by Anthropic. If you click on that, you'll basically see the instruction around what it does. So this plugin will help you create content and plan content. Gives you some tips or maybe some prompts you could potentially use, and then it shows you within this plugin all of the skills that you're getting. So you're getting a brand review skill, competitive brief, content creation, draft content, and then all of the connectors. So if you use Slack, Canva, Figma, HubSpot, Notion, Ahrefs, and there's 5 more, Google Calendar, Gmail, this could be perfect. So I hope you found that Digital Spark useful. Like, definitely if you are using Claude, you're going to see skills, you're going to see plugins, and you're going to see connectors. And definitely from my point of my business, I'm definitely using connectors and skills. Not really plugins, to be perfectly honest with you. As I said, I'm a big believer in creating my own skills and kind of working with the connectors that I feel are best aligned to my business. But that's just purely my personal choice. As always, if you like this video, give me a follow here. Do check out the other videos that I've done in relation to Claude and of course in digital marketing. If you want to learn more about me and my digital marketing consultancy services, you can visit my website philiptwyford.com, and I will be back with more tips and tools for your business. And until then, take care.